Welcome back, and if you're starting to look for a getaway in the new year, Napa Valley is calling, and our wine and spirits expert, Hayley Hamilton, just returned from Napa, and she has a few reasons why that is the ideal place to vacation this spring. How are you?
I'm great.
Now, let me tell you something. My law school is about 45 minutes away from Napa.
Okay.
And while I was studying for the bar exam, I took a couple trips. You know, I needed to do some stress relief.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing. It really is a wonderful, wonderful little town.
It's a great place to get away to, and now is really a great time. It's freezing here. I was there last week. It was 70 degrees.
Oh, yes.
They're going through a terrible drought, which is bad for the farmers and for the you know, we need grapes to grow, but for a tourist, it's awesome because
Very
it's
nice.
beautiful. So kind of brought a few ideas if you can get out to Napa for kind of where to go and what to do and those sort of things.
And it's not hard to get to.
It's not. You San Francisco, Oakland, and
Sacramento is about an hour away.
Exactly. All of them are about an hour away. Easy rental car. The first one is a great place to stay, and this is Meadowood. Meadowood is up in the St. Helena Hills. It is one of the most beautiful resorts I've ever had a chance to go to, stay in. Every single room is a cottage, and there are fireplaces, gorgeous bathrooms. It's a really, really lovely place. They just did a nice remodel, which is great to see. A lot of the bathrooms just got remodeled, so it's really, really special. It's also one of the few golf courses in Napa proper, and so it's a place that a lot of the actual winemakers and vendor owners, they go there and play. So if you're a golfer or if you're hanging out at the spa that's also going through a renovation in their gym, you might see some of your favorite winemakers, which is also kind of fun.
That looks like one of those places you wouldn't bring your baby's kids.
Well,
leave the kids at
I
home,
would
right?
say it is. It's
expensive.
incredibly romantic. It's an incredible getaway if you just want to go and relax. I've gone there, just stayed, laid by the pool, that sort of thing.
It's beautiful.
Next one is a great restaurant, a couple great restaurants to go to, and this one is the restaurant at Meadowood. They also just did a remodel on their bar and their lounge. So Christopher Castow is an amazing chef. He's 3 Michelin star, has for the last few years prepared these very lavish 9-course meals. It is an expensive dinner, but it is completely worth it. It's one of the finest meals in the world. With their new remodel, they now have an opportunity to do like a little 3-course tasting at the bar or a little appetizer bites in their lounge. Great cocktails, really, really fun place. Another one, it's a little bit more casual, a little bit charming. This is called French Blue. It's in St. Helena. They just, the previous chef with Auberge just joined them, and it is charming. It is very kind of provincial and very bistro-esque, beautiful, casual, great little lunch spot, that sort of thing.
And Auberge, you just mentioned, another place to stay, a fabulous restaurant.
Absolutely,
really nice.
Really, and great bar. It's a great place to go for cocktails at the end of a day. Kind of if you just need when you drink wine all day, for some reason you need a cocktail. I don't know why.
Or a bed to sleep in.
Exactly.
To pass out in.
The next one is, we have in our glass a good bottle of bubbles. This one is from Napa, which you can always, you know, a good bubble is always a great way to start. Also, if you want, though, to have a really exciting wine experience, have a couple bottles from Con Creek and a couple photos. They have introduced something to the public that I, as a wine expert, have had a chance to do these blending. You get to be a winemaker for a day.
No way.
And they have opened this up to their consumers. These are our bottles. My husband Gary and I were out there. We made our own bottles. You get to go through and taste out of the 16 AVAs and the 16 viticulture areas in Napa Valley. You can taste through 14 of them, and it's really the true story of Napa. Napa's story is that if you go from one side of the road to the other, you're going to have a completely different experience, and your Cabernet Sauvignon or your Merlot is going to taste very different, and that's really the beauty of it, from Rutherford to Oakville.
Especially depending on at what point of your trip you drink.
Well, that's true. That is true. But the cool thing about this is you can go, there's a little overview of how to make your perfect blend.
Love it.
Taste through these. Create your blend, put it in a bottle, create a label, put a cork on it. It's a really fantastic. It's only $100 too, which yes is not inexpensive, but for the entire experience, it's fantastic.
If you're staying at some of these restaurants and hotels and stuff, it's really affordable. But you know, it sounds great. You know, you can get more ideas, and you can find out more about Hayley's trip to Napa and how to plan your own by going to thebroadcasttv.com. It's going to be wonderful. Next, Amy and Lisa dive into the possible causes of belly fat. Now, could a simple blood test show why it's happening to you? I don't know. Let's find out when we come back.
Cheers.